This is Abu Ammar, aka Mr. Stone, and welcome to the Opinions Weekend Show. This stands as the second episode. So welcome to the second episode of the What's Hot, What's Not segment. As always, it's been exciting throughout the week in the local news. The major one being the release of the finale episode of the highly rated Nigerian TV series titled ASU Strike. It was produced, or more like sponsored, by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU and the federal government of Nigeria. As a brief introduction to those only interested in movies like the 2019 elections, ASU Strike is an occasional TV series that gives university students the chance to learn real stuff at home. Like for a computer science student to learn programming, branding, digital administration, or, and this is the most important and hardest one, how to create a folder on Windows. Anyway, although it is just a suspension of the TV series, some viewers are not particularly happy about it because every episode was highly anticipated and received warmly. This means that they will be missing the series being released like every week or every 2 weeks. However, some students are not particularly happy with the news because they wanted to finish. Some students are happy with the news because they want to finish exams before the seasonal show continues. You know, watching too much TV can lead you to failure in your exams, so you just can't blame them. Moving on the news today and every other day is the 2019 presidential election. Nigeria decides yet again. This will be the sixth quadrennial election in Nigeria since 1999. President Muhammad Buhari of the Action for Progressive Change (APC) will be running against a former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party. In the midst of preparation for the 2019 election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) faces a gigantic problem of its offices getting torched. The Commission has lamented the recent occurrences of arson attacks on its offices, which have led to the loss of permanent voters' cards (PVCs). This means lots of people will most likely not vote. To whose advantage? We don't really know. This is because there has not been any report as to who is responsible for the arson attacks. However, with the absence of a doubtless suspect, I will lend a hand and act as Sherlock Holmes in order to unveil the culprit. And the one person that made it to the top of my list is Uchiha Madara. Okay, on a serious token, the highest political decision in Nigeria is sadly trapped between to vote or not to vote, meaning it is restricted within the question of whether a person should vote or not, and if to vote, for whom. You know, Nigerians spent years suffering under the aegis of democratic leaders. Many people have lost hope Nigeria will ever truly develop, because they believe there are no good leaders in the country. It is true that leaders play a crucial role in the development of a nation. But the question is an individual, a single personality, can that individual serve as the backbone of the functionality of the system? Meaning, is a nation built based on the personality of the individual? Does it develop based on the personality of the individual, or is it something else? In essence, the question is not the question is not to vote, because the right question is it is wrong to ask, should I vote or not, or who am I to vote for? The first question is, because when you look at it, one would think that after the 2015 elections, people will realize that leadership is not just about who is in the office. Nigeria's golden man, Muhammad Buhari, has clearly failed. I guess he has gone through a reverse alchemy procedure to become Nigeria's silver boy. You see, leadership is more about implementing and protecting a system, which is comprised of judicial laws, socio-economic policies, political policies, and so on. This should be the main concern of a development-driven nation. That happens not to be the case in Nigeria.
We all want a solution, but solutions become relevant only when there is agreement on two things. One, that there is a presence of a problem in the first place, meaning there must be an agreement among people that a problem does exist, meaning that there is a problem. The problem statement, right? We should know, okay, this is the problem, the reality of the problem. Two, we then must realize the cause of that problem. This second part is the most important and the one usually ignored by most. Generally, as a matter of fact, we agree that there is a problem, but we don't give attention to its causes. We tend to ignore the relationship between cause and effect. Right now, we are at the receiving end. We are at the receiving end of a causal factor. The experience or hardship, to put it more accurately, we are going through right now is as a result of a causal factor. Understanding the cause is not always a rocket science. It is nothing more than connecting principles to ideas and the ideas to our reality. Therefore, the real question Nigerians should be asking is this: do democracy and capitalism have the capacity to save Nigeria? Or are they the causes of its problems after more than 20 years of uninterrupted implementation? This should be a gateway to understanding the origin of the country's problems, because Nigerians have been so focused, and this is not just restricted to Nigeria, but to third world countries. For many years, for decades, we have been telling ourselves that the problem is our leaders, our leaders. And then finally, we have a leader that we trust. For example, people have a leader that they trust. For example, in Nigeria, there's Muhammad Buhari. In Pakistan, there is Imran Khan. But things are getting worse. And these leaders, by the way, I'll be honest with you, they're implementing the system almost correctly. They're implementing it the way it should be implemented. They're implementing the ideas, the theories, the principles. They're implementing them well. What went wrong? Name of a book by Bernard Shaw, right? Although his attention was focused elsewhere. But what went wrong for them? You see, now, in Pakistan, the same in Nigeria as it is in Nigeria, poverty is very high, and Nigeria, being the poorest, the most poverty-stricken nation in the world, because it is the capital of poverty, right? So, and this is not my saying, by the way. It is the World Bank. The World Bank declared Nigeria the capital of poverty because it has overtaken India to become the poorest nation in the world, and not poor in terms of mineral resources, but in terms of its population. Its population are very poor, but the nation is very rich, because right now Nigeria is Africa's largest oil producer. So the question shouldn't be on who to vote into office. It's not even to vote or not to vote. That is not the question. To vote or not to vote, that isn't the question. The question should be, is capitalism, or democracy as many people like to call it, is it capable of saving a country like Nigeria or any other place in the world. Because what I'm seeing is that its pioneers in France and Britain are suffering. The Yellow Vest protest in France, the Brexit, which has caused a lot of problems to Britain, and we have seen a major economic crisis like every 10 years in the world now. So why is this happening? Since after World War I, why are all these things happening? So coming back home to Nigeria, we should be asking ourselves, what are the causes of our problems? Not the people in office.